According to the Washington Post, nearly a quarter of the food that we throw away is prepared leftovers. As college students, we all know that we operate on a very limited budget, and we need to make sure that we stretch our dollar as far as we can. The best way for us to do this is by making fried rice with our leftover meals. Fried rice is the perfect meal for a college student because it's very inexpensive and easy to make. I first learned about this dish when I was a sophomore in high school through my dad, who used to be a chef at Disneyland. Even though I learned about this about 6 years ago, it is still one of my favorite dishes to make. In order to make it, we will need a small pot with a lid, a large pan or wok, a spatula, a stirring spoon, a measuring cup, a knife, and a cutting board. We will also need water, minute rice, salt, pepper, and soy sauce, alongside our choice of protein and our choice of vegetables. Today, I'm going to be using a third of a block of Spam as my protein, as well as a bell pepper, 14 baby carrots, 2 sticks of celery, and half of a purple onion as my choice for vegetables. The first step in making fried rice is to take our water and pour it into our small pan. We then turn the stove on a high heat and cover the pan with our lid. We do this until the water is boiling. Once the water is boiling, we then turn the stove off and take 1 cup of minute rice and pour it into our small pan. Taking the stirring spoon, we then make sure that the rice is completely submerged in the water. And then we cover our lid onto the pan again. We leave this for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally to make sure that the rice is properly cooked throughout. If we don't stir, then parts of the rice will be fully cooked and other parts will still be raw, which makes it inedible. Now that our rice is sitting, we will then cut our protein into small little cube sections. These small cubes make it so that it's easier for the protein to cook throughout, taking less time on the pan. We then want to cut our peppers into small little cubes, our carrots into small slices, as well as our celery into thin slices, and our onion into small cubes. Once this is all cut, we then want to take our Spam and place it in the wok. Once the Spam is in the wok, we then turn it to a medium heat, and using our spatula, we want to stir our Spam inside the wok. We do this so that the Spam can cook thoroughly throughout, and what we're looking for is a nice gold crisp layer on the edges of the Spam. Once our Spam is fully cooked, we then want to add our peppers and our other vegetables into the wok. I like to keep my vegetables fairly raw, and so I like to add mine towards the end of when it's cooked. If you wanted to make it so that your vegetables were more cooked or steamed, then you would leave the vegetables in here longer. I would also recommend using either a white or yellow onion if you wanted it more cooked, as purple onions are best served raw, and the white and yellow onions are better off when they're cooked. Using our spatula, we then want to make sure that our vegetables are nice and mixed up. And then taking our rice, we want to add into the wok itself. We then once again use the spatula to thoroughly mix our ingredients inside the wok. We'll do this and it'll become more clear once we add the egg. We then take our egg and place it in the wok, and then mix the egg around. As the egg cooks, it'll then solidify, holding all the ingredients together. This is why we want it to be a thorough mixture, is because if it wasn't, then we would get large clumps of just vegetables or just protein, and not fried rice. As we cook, we then want to add some salt and some pepper to our fried rice. This gives it just a hint of seasoning, and then we want to resume cooking until the egg is thoroughly cooked throughout. We want to make sure that the egg's properly cooked, or else we'll get salmonella. Once the egg is cooked, we then put it into a serving dish, and it'll look like this. From here, we can then garnish with soy sauce, and personally, I like to use hot sauce to give it a little bit of an extra kick. Fried rice is very inexpensive and easy to make, which makes it perfect for a college student. It's also very versatile, being proper for any sort of protein or vegetables that you'd like, which makes it very easy to make with anything that you have in the fridge.